Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajwa. This is going to be my niche wish list, but you know I don't do niche fragrances. My money doesn't know niche fragrances. First of all, I can't afford most of them. If I have to save up, and I'm not ready for that. I rather go the alternative, affordable Middle Eastern route. That is what my preference is when it comes to getting them with my own money. If I'm gifted any niche fragrance, why not? But when it comes to buying it, I would have to really be super interested in that, one that I sample and really, enjoy before I can save up for it and then get it. But this is going to be the wish list for niche fragrance that I wish a lot of my favorite affordable Arabian house, dupe houses are going to do. I'm just, keeping my fingers crossed, praying so hard, fasting and praying, hoping that some of these very popular Arabian houses come up with these dupes of very popular niche fragrances I'm super curious about. I know there are so many of them when it comes to the Dues and the Alexandres and other, counterparts. But, for the most part, my interest is Middle Eastern Arabian houses. That is what I normally look out for when it comes to dupe or, affordable clone fragrances. And I have 6 of such fragrances I'm super curious about that I think I'm just hoping and praying that the Lattafas and the Paris Corners and others, come up with these kind of dupes. And the first one I have here is going to be Escapade Gourmand. I have just a decant here and I'm super excited about Escapade Gourmand. I know it's made around here. It seems to be a lot of people's, cup of tea. People enjoy Escapade Gourmand, but I'm not ready for the price, I'm not ready for the price at all. But I'm ready for a good dupe of Escapade Gourmand from an Arabic house. And I'm going to do something. I'm going to give you a prediction as to which house I think are going to do some of these dupes first. When it comes to Escapade Gourmand, I have this, hunch that we are going to see an Arabian house dupe before the end of year, before the end of 2024. I strongly believe Escapade Gourmand is going to be, released. A dupe of it is going to be released by an Arabian house, and I'm strongly inclining towards Paris Corner for this. I don't know, there's something about Paris Corner releases. They are sort of giving us a lot of gourmands currently, and I'm sort of I am getting this, hunch that Paris Corner is going to give us a clone of Escapade Gourmand first. It will not be from Lattafa. That is my prediction. It's not going to be from Lattafa, so the first one here is going to be Escapade Gourmand. The second one I have on this list is going to be Silk Santel from KLE. I know it has been re-released, and on Sephora, $100 for 50 ml, I believe, I'm not ready for that, I'm not ready for 50 ml, $100 KLE. And for the most part, I think that particular fragrance has had a very positive, review. I know a lot of influencers and people who got it, like free bottles have raved about it. But I also, whenever I'm trying to weigh a certain type of fragrance, I look at what the influencers who got the free bottles say versus what people who actually bought them say. And Silk Santel seemed to be a very likable one. It's got very positive reviews from the ones who got like free bottles, as well as those, who say they bought them, with their own money. So it sort of gives me like a very positive vibe, and I'm super excited to at least have a dupe of Silk Santel KLE, the wedding series. I'm curious about that, and I think for this I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful that we are also going to see a dupe of this before the end of year, before the end of year this year 2024. And with Silk Santel dupe, I'm also very I think Paris Corner is going to give us Silk Santel. I think I have this, strong feeling that Paris Corner is going to give us Silk Santel. So yeah, I'm curious about that. The third on this list is going to be from Fragrance Du Bois. That is a house I don't follow a lot, but I see it as a very niche luxurious house with like very beautiful bottles, and the price point is like ridiculously expensive, but it's supposedly a very superior, sort of, niche house. And with Fragrance Dubois, I think the one I'm super curious about now is Sirene. And Sirene was super hyped around January, February, March, like the first quarter, second quarter of 2024. A lot of influencers, spoke about Sirene. My only issue with Sirene is the fact that a lot of the reviews I saw were like free bottles that were given to influencers, and they spoke about it, they hyped it up. And if I scout through the internet, both YouTube, TikTok, and elsewhere, searching for like recent videos, I don't see Sirene being featured and being praised by a lot of these influencers. So it just begs the question, like, was it just a hype, just like a hype because people got the free bottles, or it was hyped up because it's a great fragrance? I've read reviews on Fragrantica and elsewhere, and it seemed to have like some great review, but is it really that? What my question is, why is it not being featured on people's lists and being featured in their fragrance list and all those? I don't see Sirene no more as I used to do from the beginning and mid 2024. So it begs the question whether it is indeed hyped for a good reason, or it was just hyped because people got it for free. But I'm super curious, and I'm expecting a dupe of that. I'm sort of being hopeful and praying that we receive a dupe of Sirene. And the house that I think is going to do this is going to be Lattafa. I have a hunch that that Lattafa is going to give us Sirene. Probably not this year, probably not before December 2024. I have a feeling it might be maybe first quarter of 2025, but I know Sirene is coming somehow. And one of that from the Fragrance Dubois house that I think we deserve a Middle Eastern dupe. If it is out, I have no idea, but I know most of these ones, I don't think they are out, from any Middle Eastern house. But Cavour is one fragrance I'm also highly anticipating a dupe from. And I also think Lattafa is going to give us Cavour. I know Cavour has been out for quite some time, and it's one of those, fragrances that people genuinely loved and bought it, from their pockets. So I sort of have some high hopes of that, delivering us to the Sirene, which I feel might be just the hype. But I'm curious about Cavour, and I think Lattafa is going to give us Sirene and then Cavour. So that is going to be the third and fourth one. The next fragrance on this list is going to be Vanille Panifolia from Guerlain, and this is like super hyped with the price point being almost $600, and that is actually not for me at all. Way out of my budget, way out of my budget for a one bottle 100 or 125 ml. No, that is not for me. But I'm looking forward to a good Middle Eastern accessible dupe. I've seen Lollipop, speaking about Amir Oud's interpretation, which apparently is a good one, but that is selling for around 75-80 USD for a 50 ml, I believe. And to me, that is quite on the high side, although it's like in comparison to the OG, you can't beat that. But I think I'm looking for a more accessible, Amir Oud, I don't think it's like super accessible to everybody, like the Lattafas and the Paris Corner, Alhambra, others of France. I don't think so. So I'm super curious about that, and I'm looking forward to that. And I don't think we are going to get Vanille Panifolia this year, either. I don't think we are going to get a dupe of it this year from any Middle Eastern house. I think that would be next year. I have a hope. I'm hopeful that by first quarter next year, 2025, we are going to have a dupe for from a very accessible, much more affordable Middle Eastern dupe house like the Lattafas. And I believe this might come from Lattafa as well. I believe this might come from Lattafa, yeah. So yeah, that is it. The next fragrance I'm looking forward to a dupe, like a good dupe, is one of the the most viral content creator, you know, here on YouTube, AI the Great's first creation, Ambrosia Imperial by AI the Great. You know, that was like super loved. For that, I don't think it was just hype, because a lot of people, I don't think anybody received any free bottle, you know, from AI or the Navitas team. I think everybody who had it bought it out of pocket. And for people to buy things out of pocket and praise it highly, I think it is a good one. I know it is a good one, you know, because coming from the person who, you know, has impeccable taste when it comes to fragrances, I believe strongly Ambrosia Imperial is a good one. Plus, I think it is banana, you know, banana, which is like a note that seems to be a very likable, you know, fragrance note, you know, done in a way that a lot of people appreciate. So I'm looking forward to an Ambrosia Imperial clone from a Middle Eastern house. This one, I'm not sure, you know, I'm not sure which house I'm inclining, or I have this inclination towards that is going to do first, you know, but I don't know. What do you think is going to do Ambrosia Imperial? Maybe Paris Corner. You know, Paris Corner is more about the gourmands now. You know, the gourmands, they are doing a lot of gourmands. So maybe Paris Corner. If not Paris Corner, who else? You know, it's unfortunate that it is usually Lattafa and Paris Corner first. You know, they come up with some of these dupes first, and then you find the Afnans and the Orienticus and other houses following suit. I don't know why they don't do it first, you know, but it's always Lattafa and then Paris Corner, you know, and some few others who do these dupes first, and then you find all others, you know, following suit. So when it comes to AI's fragrance, I think Paris Corner is going to do it first. And this, I also believe we will not get it this year. I believe we are going to get it like somewhere next year. And the last one I have here is from Bulgari, and this is known as the Batiami. You know, a very exotic name. It gives me, you know, romance. It gives me something very out of this world romantic feel with the bottle. The name is like exotic. It looks exotic. The bottle looks exotic. The definition, not definition, I mean the description and everything about this fragrance seems very romantic and dreamy. And this is like a vanilla white floral, you know, fragrance, and I'm super curious about that. I'm not super impressed about the price, you know, over $300 or so. I'm not super impressed by that, but I'm curious about that. And I think that also we might have a dupe of it maybe next year, but not this year. For some reason, I don't think it's going to come this year. And I think the house that might likely give us Basiami or Bakiami, whatever the name is, that fancy exotic one, is going to be Lattafa. I don't know, that it screams Lattafa inspired to me, you know, because it's not like super gourmand, you know. Paris Corner is more about the gourmands for me, you know. So I think Batiami is going to be a good one, and I think Lattafa is going to give it to us by 2025, you know. Yeah, so these are the 7 fragrances, you know. I said 6 initially, but these are the 7 fragrances I'm super curious now that I would love to at least have a Middle Eastern house doing their, you know, inspirations or inspired by versions of. I'm sure there might be other houses which already have some of these ones out, you know. But as I say, I always get more excited about Middle Eastern releases and Middle Eastern interpretation because they are more accessible. They come across, most of them, not all of them, you know, most of them come across as more affordable than other, you know, ones, because they usually come in like 100 ml, you know, and the prices do go down as opposed to other dupe houses that usually you find them in 50 ml and they are quite, you know, around the 70 $80 price point, which to me is not affordable if you're going for a dupe fragrance, you know. So those are the ones that I'm super curious about. So let me know in the comment section which ones you are looking forward to before the end of year or early 2025. You know, I'm curious, so let me know in the comment section. And thank you so much, and I hope this video found you well. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.